Yeah, and it's going to get close enough, that storm, to give hurricane force winds to Bermuda, so they've been placed under hurricane warnings. That'll happen tonight towards tomorrow when they get the worst of those winds. For us, we've been tracking this tropical wave Invest 98L. We're starting to find some clearer signs of things starting to come together, some trends that we're starting to identify. So let's go there first. We've got that sunshine outside and the heat. We'll get to that. Of course, that's a very important part of the forecast. But right now, Invest 98L, yesterday, was starting to push into South America, Venezuela here, Colombia, and then wind shear pushing that cluster of storms, really no organization to it. Some of the latest, though, the National Hurricane Center just said, at least a few hours ago, that an area of low pressure can now be pretty well identified. So with this, some forecast tracks to begin, and there has been some latest data. Earlier, if you caught us at noon, there was a lot of forecast data maybe showing some things in the Bay of Campeche, but now we're starting to see that there are signs in more organization or clustering of these forecast tracks, which is one of our best data, this ensemble data from our global forecast system here in the U.S., pushing this more towards Cuba, farther north and east from there. I do want to highlight that that is still an expansive area of possible storm tracks to come. So we're still not there yet where we can completely say this is where the storm's going to go. What we can get together is that the strengthening in the storm is going to start to happen in the western Caribbean and is still a few days from now. This forecast data show until Monday that maybe some organization strengthening happening here, but look at the forecast track through the Yucatan Channel. I want to compare that to the latest data that came in from Europe. These two forecasts are usually our best at this point in storm formation, when a big area of low pressure or the tightening of a tropical depression or tropical storm hasn't happened yet. So you can see the difference. Look at this, nearly 400 miles between the Yucatan and then going into Key West. So this is a big difference. This is why there's still no definitive answer as the track, but there have been trends to go a bit east because our steering current with our American forecast wants to nudge the Bermuda high just a little bit enough west, whereas the European forecast wants to take that a little more east, which allows that storm to go more north, maybe eventually merging with this system. So watch this area of those wind currents shift a little bit more north and then east. That's why even those just subtle differences play a big part in the tracks for us. So what we can tell you right now is we will keep track of that current, of the status, and the latest trends. Bermuda, here it is tonight, going from a Category 4 major storm and then weakening a bit to a Category 3. It's still a major hurricane, but as it slams into Nova Scotia, this thing will transition and phase in with another storm system, become non-tropical. Yes, there are other systems. There is Gaston that's there, but our main focus is on Invest 98L.